1.5 billion people on this planet feel lonely right now. Not "I had a quiet weekend" lonely, clinically, measurably alone. And while the rest of the tech industry was busy building chatbots and self-driving cars, a handful of companies quietly built something that changes everything. A new generation of female robots so realistic, so emotionally intelligent, and so affordable that millions of people are choosing them over real human relationships. And the data behind why is more disturbing than the robots themselves. Hey guys, Alfie here. Welcome back. Today we're going deep on the robots, the science, and the global crisis that's making this the fastest growing market in all of technology. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why this isn't science fiction anymore. It's a countdown. Section 1. The robots. Let's start with the one that broke the internet. Eva.i, built by IO Technology. This robot launched in early 2026 with only 200 units available for around $7,000. Eva.i uses a 3-layer composite skin system. The first layer is graphene-based temperature control, keeping the surface at 37 degrees Celsius, human body temperature. When you touch Eva, it feels warm, not cool plastic. Layer 2 is a flexible printed circuit electronic skin that detects pressure and temperature changes in real time. A light touch, a firm press, sustained contact, each registers differently. Layer 3 is a precision outer shell designed to look and move like real skin. Underneath is an aluminum alloy frame with intelligent joint control. Eva can shift posture, display facial microexpressions, and simulate breathing. The chest rises and falls in a calm rhythm. Instead of putting cameras inside the eyes, IO hid the vision system in accessories like glasses. The eyes stay clear and expressive without the dead, glassy look. Eva tracks your face and reads expressions without triggering Uncanny Valley. The AI system analyzes voice tone to detect emotional states: calm, stress, excitement, hesitation. Facial cues confirm mood. Touch input adds context. All of this runs locally. Eva operates fully offline. No cloud, no data leaving the robot. The team behind Eva includes a PhD from the University of Washington, leading emotional AI, a former Marvel Studios artist with 18 years experience designing the face and body, and engineers from Tsinghua University. This is carefully engineered, not a prototype rushed to market. AO is building an entire ecosystem called Robinova World. Multiple humanoid companions on the same hardware platform with different personalities. Akira designed as entrepreneurial conversation, Aria for fashion and storytelling, Marco for hospitality and warmth, Minda built around dance with enhanced joint control. Each costs around $10,500. Now let's talk about Realbotics Aria, which targets a completely different audience. Aria debuted at CES 2025 as the most technically advanced social companion robot ever shown. The entry-level Aria bust starts at $10,000, with over 50 realistic facial expressions, including gasping, blinking, and smiling, synchronized with spatial audio. The full-body Aria has over 60 degrees of freedom, lifelike skin, and a rolling base. Price is between $175,000 and $200,000. Powered by Tritium AI software, handling emotional recognition, conversation, and nonverbal communication. It's positioned as a social companion, designed specifically to fight human isolation. Xpeng Robotics built the Iron humanoid, 178 centimeters tall, weighing 70 kilograms, with 82 degrees of freedom. Each hand alone has 22 degrees of freedom, powered by 3 Turing AI chips delivering 3,000 trillion operations per second. The female Iron went viral with its fluid catwalk gait, hip movement, shoulder sway, arm swing, so natural that audience members believed it was a human in costume. Xpeng's CEO brought the robot back and cut into it to prove it was real, exposing the mechanical skeleton. That moment went viral because the line between robot and human disappeared. Iron uses a vision language action model, letting it interpret what it sees and translate directly into motor commands without intermediate processing. This reduces latency and allows Iron to learn complex movements like hip twists through its bionic spine in as little as 2 hours. The price trajectory matters. Unitree Robotics just filed a $610 million IPO. Their R1 costs $5,900. Their G1 costs $16,000. In 2023, comparable humanoids cost $90,000. That price curve changes everything. Section 2. The science of bonding. Here's where things get genuinely unsettling. These robots aren't just physically realistic. There's actual science showing humans form real emotional bonds. A study by Shiseido and GrooveX found that people interacting with warm, responsive companion robots daily show significantly higher oxytocin concentrations. That's the bonding hormone released when you hug someone you love. Daily robot interaction triggers it. Your brain doesn't fully distinguish between a warm, responsive robot and a warm, responsive human. At a chemical level, the bond is real. But there's a catch. While robots can trigger oxytocin short-term, the levels may stagnate or decrease over time. With biological companions, oxytocin tends to increase the longer you interact. With robots, the initial spike is strong, but the long-term curve is less clear. The science is still evolving. But the short-term effect is powerful enough to drive adoption. Research has identified 3 strategies that crack the uncanny valley. First, conversational fluency. When powered by large language models with natural conversation abilities, eeriness drops dramatically. Second, synchronized motion. Robots can now match human speech patterns through self-learning lip movements. Third, some manufacturers deliberately make robots slightly less human. Stylized features maintain comfort levels while avoiding uncanny valley. Paradoxically, explicitly telling users a robot has no feelings actually reduces uncanny valley responses. It relieves cognitive dissonance. When people know it's a machine, they relax, and they bond more easily. Section 3. The loneliness crisis. The robots are getting shockingly realistic, and humans bond with them. But there's a bigger force driving this, a crisis nobody's talking about enough. The World Health Organization reported in 2025 that social isolation affects 1 in 6 people globally. Approximately 871,000 deaths per year are linked to loneliness. That's roughly 100 deaths every single hour. Loneliness is a medical emergency. In the United States, 58% of adults say they feel invisible. Nearly 3 in 5 Americans report that no one truly knows them. The percentage of men with 6 close friends dropped from 55% in 1990 to 27% in 2021. 15% of American men now have 0 close friends, a 5-fold increase. This isn't just an American problem. Globally, 24% of people report feeling very or fairly lonely. That's 1.5 billion humans. Young adults between 19 and 29 report higher loneliness than adults over 65. The most digitally connected generation is also the loneliest. The health consequences are brutal. Loneliness increases heart disease risk by 29%. Dementia risk jumps 50%. Those numbers rival the health impact of smoking 15 cigarettes a day. Loneliness is literally killing people. Section 4. East Asia. The case study. If you want to see where the rest of the world is heading, look at East Asia. The demographic collapse in Japan, South Korea, and China isn't slow decline. It's a cliff. In Japan, over 50% of young men self-identify as herbivore men, actively avoiding romantic relationships. 40% of unmarried men in their 20s have never been on a single date. 84% associate relationships with being expensive. The hikikomori population reached an estimated 1 million. 1 million people psychologically primed for non-threatening robotic companionship. China faces the most severe challenge. The one-child policy created a massive gender imbalance. In some educational cohorts, the ratio dropped to 59 women per 100 men. Millions of men, bare branches, are statistically unable to find wives. China's birth rate plunged to 7.92 million in 2025, nearly half what was projected 9 years earlier. The marriage rate collapsed by 50% since its 2013 peak. In 2013, China had 13.47 million marriages. By 2024, 6.1 million. South Korea shows a deceptive picture. Marriages rose 8.1% in 2025 to 240,000, but analysts call this a demographic mirage. It's the echo boom generation hitting prime marriage age. The fundamental shift toward independence continues. Chinese companies are leading the companion robot race because they're building for a crisis that's already here. Section 5. The software precursor. The software came first, and the numbers are staggering. As of mid-2025, there are 337 revenue-generating AI companion apps with over 220 million downloads globally. The market grows at 30% annually, projected to reach $210 billion by 2030. Character.ai has between 20 and 28 million monthly active users, averaging 25 sessions per day. That's opening the app 25 times daily. Users spend between 1.5 to 2.7 hours daily inside, more time than on Netflix, Instagram, or TikTok. Replica has around 2 million monthly users, generating up to $30 million annually, with 2.7 hours average daily engagement. 60 to 70% of AI companion app users are under 30. This is mainstream. Tens of millions already have deep, non-biological bonds with AI. The fourth relationship, where humans form meaningful connections with AI alongside family, friends, and romance, is a lived reality for massive, growing audiences. The software proved demand. Hardware is catching up. When a $7,000 robot offers the same emotional connection as a 2.7-hour daily app habit, but with physical presence, warm skin, and eye contact, that's the inflection point. Section 6. The pushback and regulation. None of this happens without controversy, and it shouldn't. California enacted SB 243, the first law globally regulating companion AI with child safety in mind. It requires suicide monitoring through pattern detection, mandatory content filtering for minors, automated take-a-break reminders, and transparency logs for accountability. Feminist sociological critiques have been sharp. Scholars argue female companion robots risk perpetuating stereotypes of submission and non-autonomous ideal partners. They're right to raise that concern. A 2026 global study found 51% of adults cite robot hacking or misuse as their top concern, higher than fears of physical harm or job loss. People fear companion compromise more than robot uprisings. The honest tension exists. People who need these robots most, the chronically lonely, socially anxious, elderly who've lost partners, are also most vulnerable to unhealthy attachment. The line between therapeutic companionship and psychological dependency is real and thin. But the counter-argument is powerful. When 15% of men have zero friends, when 871,000 die from loneliness annually, when entire generations in Japan and China are opting out of human relationships, the question isn't whether robots are perfect, it's whether doing nothing is better. Section 7. The viral proof and what comes next. The market is already responding. Unitree's 2025 revenue grew by 335%. Over half came from humanoid robots. Their G1 robots performed fully autonomous kung fu routines at the 2026 Spring Festival Gala without failure. Xpeng's catwalk demo became one of the year's most shared robotics clips. The price is in free fall. In 2023, humanoids cost $90,000. Today, Unitree's R1 is $5,900. Tesla targets $20,000 for Optimus. 1X Technologies offers NEO at $20,000 or $499 monthly. We've crossed the $20,000 threshold experts consider the tipping point for household adoption. Countries react differently. In the UK, 52% worry about robots. In China, 44% are anxious with higher excitement. South Korea has just 29% worried. The pattern is clear. Countries where people see robots regularly are least afraid. Visibility breeds acceptance. The convergence is happening now. Emotional AI from software. Warm, pressure-sensitive skin from materials. Full body movement from robotics. Affordable pricing from manufacturing. These capabilities exist in separate products. Within 2 to 3 years, they'll converge into a single consumer product. The question won't be whether people choose robot companions. It's how society adapts when millions already have. The future of relationships is no longer purely biological. It's hybrid. The countdown has started. If you want to stay ahead, subscribe. We track every breakthrough, every robot, every shift. And if this made you think differently, tell me in the comments. I read every single one.